Hey everybody, this is Brett Thompson. It's Tuesday at the Thompson Law Group World Headquarters, so whether you like it or not, you're going to get another Teaching Tuesday. So today we're going to talk about a partition suit as it pertains to real estate. So partition is a statutory remedy in Virginia whereby any person or entity with an interest in real estate can sell it or alienate it, if you will. An example of that would be, let's say, Farmer Brown dies. Farmer Brown has 10 kids. 5 of the kids want to sell the farm and the other 5 do not. Well, the 5 kids that want to sell have a right under law, as a right of law, to sell their interest in the property. So a partition suit is judicial oversight for basically a forced judicial sale of the property. So there's different kinds of partitions. There's something called a partition in kind. So if the property is big like a farm and it can actually be subdivided, so the example that I just gave you with the 10 kids, the court may deem that it's appropriate to basically subdivide the farm into 10 separate parcels and give it to the 10 kids. And then the 5 kids that want to sell can sell their individual parcels, and the other 5 kids can keep their individual parcels. So that's considered a partition in kind. Now, most residential property, if we're talking about a house, that cannot be subdivided, so you cannot do a partition in kind. So another example that we see pretty frequently is if a divorce proceeding does not address the real estate, maybe it's just silent in regards to the real estate, the marital home, if you will. So a married couple, they get divorced, and for whatever reason, the divorce decree did not address one or more parcels of property. And let's say the husband wants to sell, but the wife doesn't. So by operation of law, the husband has a right to sell his interest in the property. So he would have an undivided 1/2 interest. So he could file a partition suit, basically sue the ex-wife, petition the court for the judicial sale of the property, and he would have that right to do that. If the spouse cannot buy him out, all right, so there would be a determination of value. So the court would basically have an expert witness, which would be a certified appraiser. An appraiser would submit to the court what the appraised fair market value of the property is. And if the wife can pay half of the equity, if you will, and buy out the husband, then the partition suit is remedied in that fashion. If the wife cannot or is unwilling to buy out the husband, then the court would order the sale of the property. And procedurally, the court would appoint what's called a special commissioner. So that would be normally a lawyer in Virginia that would act as an agent on behalf of the court and would foresee and oversee the sale of the property. So the special commissioner could act like a real estate agent, if you will, or the special commissioner could actually hire a real estate agent to market the property. It can be either by a public auction or a private sale. They can put it in the newspaper. They have a lot of discretion on how they can advertise and market the property. But at the end of the day, it's the special commissioner's duty to get the highest and best purchase price on behalf of the title owners of the property. But a partition suit is a remedy in Virginia. If you own a property, whatever ownership interest you have, you can sell that ownership interest. And if the other owners of the property do not want to participate in the sale, you can force the sale of the property through a partition suit. That, in a nutshell, is partition suits. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but I'm just giving you an overview of how partition suits work in Virginia. It happens all the time. We handle partition suits all the time, and we'll see you next Tuesday.